So I just want to give a little bit of a background story. I'm your guys' host here. My name's Khalique Rogers. I'm a alumni from Gordon Parks High School that is directly behind me right now. And I just kind of want to give you guys a little story time on how this whole thing kind of happened for me. So I graduated from Gordon Parks High School in 2014, right? That's about 7 years ago. And at the time when we were at this, we had a big public art mural project that we did. Kind of just bringing the students together to kind of work on untraditional approaches to do project-based learning. So this project, we had a graffiti artist come to the school and show us how to do graffiti as an art form. I know that's funny, right? But it was legal. So through that process, we had the task of presenting it to the community. And as I was presenting that piece to the community, just right down this hill here, there was a gentleman that was in the crowd named Gil Pavolosa, and forgive me if I'm butchering his name, who is a guy who actually is a champion for green spaces nationally, who goes around and sees how can we change, these concrete jungles into spaces where our community can come together just like this moment, and experience what it's like to be together, especially after a pandemic, right? Isn't it beautiful to see everybody together right now? I can't hear y'all. Isn't it beautiful to see everybody together? That's what I'm talking about. And so to see that moment, and to see that this gentleman Gil went, and later on throughout that week went to go talk to the mayor. At the time it was Chris Coleman. And now we have Melvin Carter here. He's here somewhere in the crowd. He'll be talking to us soon. And to have the conversation about what can we do with this park space. Or at the time it was just an idea. Like there's nothing but 5 acres right up the hill from this school that's being used for snow removal. Besides that, it was just an empty lot. But the school had a plan on how we can transform that barren land into a space that can be used for the community that we're all standing on right now. And so with that being said, to see that project through, and this has been an idea. I know Paul Krieger, he's somewhere in the crowd, he has this phrase that it's not every day that you get to sit under the shade of the seeds that you planted. And today's a moment for all of us to sit under that shade and to see how we can work with the community in a collaborative way to see this project through as a whole. And now we're here at Midway Peace Park. So I'm just excited, and without further ado, I just want you all just to celebrate yourselves for being here. Give yourselves a round of applause at the grand opening of Midway Peace Park. That's what I'm talking about. And so we're going to have coming up shortly, Mayor Melvin Carter is joining us. Give a round of applause for Melvin Carter. There he goes. So we'll be joining you pretty soon. But I just want to say this project for me is very impactful, and what it did for the community, but also for the students that were at this school. Gordon Parks High School is a charter school, and a lot of the students didn't thrive well in other spaces, in other regular public schools. And that was the same thing for me. But coming to this school and to this space that allowed us to try untraditional approaches, how can we change our community by being a part of projects and doing them in a way that's untraditional? And this project is showing that that's very feasible. And just like we can build a park and get funds donated to see all this happen, we can do other things in our community as long as we galvanize ourselves together and make real changes. So I'm just proud to be here in this space. And once again, we're going to introduce Melvin Carter to the stage here.
Here we go. Good afternoon. Oh, come on, we're opening up a new park on a sunny day. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I walked in and somebody said, Mayor, you're not in a suit and tie. I'm used to seeing you in a tie. And I said, well, I got to have on some clothes I can go down this slide in. Look, I am happy to be here. This is a project that is a long time coming. And let me tell you, this park is an example of what can happen when people come together. A very long time ago, I was in a conversation, and I think we might have been at Skyline Towers, and we were in a conversation, and we looked across the street at this old kind of, parking lot and like old kind of weeds and all this kind of big space. And somebody said, I think we can have an amazing, beautiful, incredible park back there. And I looked and said, well, you think so? And sure enough, that vision came true. But let me tell you, that vision does not come true by itself, because that's not the way visions work. One of the things that any mayor in America will tell you is their biggest challenge, their biggest frustration, is the amount of ambitions they have for their communities, that even as mayor, you can't just make happen with a magic wand. And so we have to depend on great partners. We have to depend on resident leaders in our community who know how to just push and push and push and push and push and never give up on a big dream. Give it up for our resident leaders who have made this happen. We have to depend on partners like these folks who you see in these green shirts that say Trust for Public Land. Do me a favor and just look at somebody with the green shirt and just clap at them like you're crazy. Time and again, Trust for Public Land is our partner when we have to figure out how to turn something that feels impossible into something that's inevitable. That's an organization that we've relied on, that we're going to continue to work with, and they just keep on coming through. Next up is these purple shirts. All the folks who are with Friends of Midway Peace Park, just look at somebody in a purple shirt and clap like you're crazy, would you please? And I know we have friends from our Capital Region Watershed District. Where are you? Wave your hand. Wave your hand. There we go. Oh, fantastic. I see you right there. Thank you so much for your work. I know we have probably my favorite county commissioner in world history, who's been a fantastic partner of ours, County Commissioner Tony Carter. Hey, we have the same last name. And let me tell you, I also would be remiss if I stopped without telling you this. This time last year, you know what we were doing this time last year. Our city in this last year has faced more crisis, more calamity, more challenge, just about everything it seems that fate could throw at us in 1 year. And this time last year, we had St. Paul librarians who were sewing masks together. We had rec workers, rec leaders, parks and rec leaders who were delivering food to families in need. We had firefighters who stopped everything to help process applications for families and small businesses who needed emergency applications, who needed emergency aid. And I stopped a group of city employees one day and said, hey, listen, I want to thank you because I know this isn't what you signed up for. And they said, hey, we signed up to help people. This is exactly what we signed up for. So with that said, our city team, our City of St. Paul employees team, would you just stand up for a second? Our city employees team, give them a big round of applause too, would you please? Because our St. Paul public workers are literally second to none. And so I appreciate that. Thank you all for being out here. Thank you for doing this. I just have one message to give to all of our families, all of our moms, all of our grandmothers, all of our young people, and especially all of our children out here. I want you to know that as the mayor of this city, I came by because I wanted to visit this park. Because do you know who this park belongs to? You. Yes, it's your park, it's your space, and the only thing we as community, the only thing, that big, huge partnership that worked together to make this happen, the only thing we ask of you is to use it like it's yours, is to own it like it's yours, is to come use these spaces, to keep them clean, to help make sure that we're picking up after ourselves, and to make sure that you operationalize this space as a great place to play, a great place to enjoy nature, a great place to run through the grass, a great place to meet friends, a great place to honor your elders, and a great place to build community together. That's why I'm excited to be here, and I'm also excited to ride on that slide. So I'll be in line after all you guys. Thank you so much. And we also, I neglected to say this, but this also requires a fantastic partner in our city council. And I apologize, my chunk, because I was supposed to introduce you, and I got all excited about this slide, and I started walking away. But we have from our city council office, from our Ward 1 office, my chunk, who's been a great partner with our council member's office as well. Thank you for being here. Good to see you.
All right. Hi, everyone. So good to see you all here. I'm Mai Changzhong, Legislative Aide to Councilmember Dai Tao. I have the honor and privilege to represent the office today because unfortunately Councilmember Tao has a family obligation and he's out, so he couldn't be here. But he wanted me to send his warmest welcome to you all. Like Mayor Carter said, it's been a long time coming, and I remember the stories about the petition, the postcards that Skyline residents had sent into the council offices. So our office played a very small role in this. We helped to start the seed money with like city funds, and then brought in big partners like Trust for Public Land that was able to help make this vision and our park here alive. And so as Councilmember Tao wanted me to share and deliver the message about how we came with the name of Midway Peace Park, we thought about the people here, and then also the community went through a very robust process in terms of looking for a name for our park here. And I'm sure you'll also hear that story later too. And the story really came about peace. It resonated with here because of the diversity that we have in our district. We are Ward 1. We are the most diverse in terms of our ethnic background, our socioeconomic status. And so that's what really brought us here together today for Midway Peace Park. And as I reflected on this, I'm also reminded, as I thought about it, is that it's symbolic of the work that we've been doing together, our resiliency, our unity. And I thought of Eleanor Roosevelt, who's a human rights activist, diplomat, and former First Lady. She said, "It is not enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. One must, and it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it." So I'm reminded of this quote because we still have so much work to do, but together, today we celebrate, and our full commitment from our office is that tomorrow we're going to continue to work towards and building that dream of peace for our community. So thank you. This guy here is Declan, who's been here. So, and I'm just so proud to be here in general, right? Because a lot of our kids, they don't know what we do as work, right? So I'm just proud that we have something to show and bring here to the community. With that, I do want to also mention the partners. I know that Mayor has mentioned some of them too, but I wrote these partners down because, like I said, it wasn't possible. So shout out again to Trust for Public Land, Friends of Midway Peace Park, the Gordon Parks High School, Union Park District Council, Lexington, Hamlin Community Council, Concordia University, Health Partners, and of course Skyline, our Parks and Recs Department, and then also the Capital Region Watershed. And there are so many more partners here, and that's why we are all gathered here today, so welcome again. And then with that said, I want to introduce our Parks champion, Susan Schmidt from the Trust for Public Land. Give her a round of applause.
Again, it's a delight to see all of you today. Thank you for being here. I hope I get to say hello or do an elbow bump with all of you. Again, my name is Susan Schmidt. Thank you, Claire, and I'm with the Trust for Public Land. I have three groups of people that I really want to thank. The first is the community leaders. And you've heard about the community leaders, but I really want to give a shout out to the community organizers, the community activists, the leaders at Skyline Tower, at Gordon Parks High School, the students, the teachers, the administration, and the district councils, the three district councils in this area of St. Paul. This is a dream that started 10 years ago. You've heard that before, but let me just paint the picture. These lots were 3 lots with abandoned cars and chain link fences. You couldn't get at them. And these leaders said, no, we want and we deserve a park. And it's really awesome. So, and they're going to continue to do that and bring this dream to life. And as the mayor said, Mayor Carter said, take care of it. So thank you. You did it. The second group of people, it's true, so true, thank you. Thank you. The second group of people are the individuals, the foundations, the businesses, the landowners, the Trust for Public Land members who supported this park. The donors, the very generous donors that believed in the dream of this neighborhood and helped bring it to life. I cannot list their names, all their names, because I would be here for 25 minutes. But please look at the sign someday on the corner of St. Anthony and Griggs, and it recognizes the largest private donors to this park. So thank you all very much, many of whom are here today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It takes a village. And then finally, I really want to thank some elected officials and our friends at the City of St. Paul. A shout out and a thank you to Congresswoman Betty McCollum, who is not here today. She's really busy in Washington, but her staff are here. And I just want to say that because of her leadership, there's a new grant program, a new resource that's called the Outdoor Recreation Legacy Partnership Grant, and this park was finished because of that federal funding. So please thank Congresswoman McCollum when you see her. And in addition, those funds help neighborhoods in cities across the country build these kind of parks where there aren't parks today. So it's truly a great vision. I want to give an awesome shout out to Mayor Melvin Carter, who you heard from him. He was the city council member in this area before he was mayor, of course, and then council member Dytow from this district, who couldn't be with us today, but the elected leaders that really believe in this dream and believe in community. And thank you very much. I also want to give a shout out to our awesome friends at St. Paul Parks and Rec, in particular Liz, Ellen, and Ann. I really, really, really appreciate it, you guys. They designed the park. Thank you. I can't wait to meet all of you. Elbow bump. Thank you all. Oh, and I get to introduce the next speaker, Mark Donay with Capital Region Watershed District. Hey, Mark.
All right, thank you, Susan. And I'm Mark Donay. I'm the administrator with the Capital Region Watershed District, and we're honored to be here and part of the clean water projects at Midway Peace Park. So a few years ago, I had the honor of being part of a planning study that looked at park space along University Avenue, and it was pretty clear there was a great deficit of park and open space along University Avenue in St. Paul. Well, not only is there a lack of park space and green space, there's a lack of water. In fact, the closest water body from where you are right now is Como Lake, and it's 2.5 miles away. So it's this reason that we're really excited to bring water back to the community in this park. So today, these clean water projects are reconnecting the community with nature, with water, and with each other. The projects here are 2 rain gardens and this beautiful cascading stream that runs through the center of the park. These projects collect and filter 1.5 million gallons every year before it gets to the Mississippi River. This park is a true example of how you can energize the community and bring together local leaders and partners to build this dream. It's truly amazing.